All right, you bunch of yahoos, strap yourselves in for another episode of Dan and Don's Toxic Masculinity.
In other words, shut up, sit up, and pay attention.
Well, it's like when we did the movie Glass. I got supposedly have the other stunt guy on my back. We have this fight. He jumps on my back, and they go, "We need you to run up this pile of bricks. They're not even solid. They're just a pile of bricks, about 3.5 feet high, and go out this window."
Oh,
and I'm like, he weighs what I weigh. By the time I get to the top of the bricks, if I get to the top of the bricks, there's no jumping. I probably wouldn't be able to break the glass. Yeah. And so my buddy had come by to hustle the set. And he was a football player. He was like 260. And I was wearing a poncho. And I said, are you able to tell the size difference when he's wearing the poncho? We put the poncho on him. They go, "No." "Great, you just got a job today." Yeah. And all he had to do was he had to have the stunt guy on his back, run up these bricks, go out the window. We had a pad this far below the window. That's all he had to do, but he got a day's work out of it, which is fantastic. Right. And then when we actually did the actual fall out the window, that was just me and the stunt guy doing it, doing a 3-story thing. But yeah, I couldn't run up the bricks. I'm like, I can't run up the bricks. Right. I just knew by the time I got to the window, if I made it to the top of the bricks, I wouldn't have enough energy to even break it.
Yeah. Bounce right off of it.
Well, that's the thing with tempered glass. When you go through tempered glass, if it doesn't break, they dead it. If it doesn't break, the joke is with stunt guys is, hey, if the glass doesn't break, don't laugh at me. And don't worry, we'll stop laughing when you regain consciousness. And that's kind of the deal, because if you get a run at tempered glass and it doesn't break, it bounces you back into the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it. So you never know. So anytime you're running towards that temper, you're like, "Oh, son of a bitch." You're hoping it breaks. Wow. You're really hoping it breaks. And that's that one in New York when I blew my shoulder out. The glass was so thick. The effects guy got there and somebody else had bought the glass. Effects didn't break it. Didn't buy it. And he goes, "Man, this stuff's thick." And I go, "Oh God." I said, I don't know about this. And he goes, "I'm going to put every debt I've got on it, but I don't know if it's going to go." And so it was me and another stunt guy. And I said, "Well, let me go first. Because we're supposed to have a fight inside this thing. And all you see is this coming out through the window." And I said, "I'll come out first and I'll try to clear as much of the glass as possible. And then he'll come out clean." And that's what you could see me come out and the top doesn't break. So instead of coming and going this way on my back, I came out this way. And you could see the top doesn't break. And I just lawn darted onto my shoulder. But I made it to camera where I was supposed to make it. And he came out a half beat behind. Just clean, just perfect. It was like his fall was beautiful. I'm like, son of a. I think he got a cut like this long.
You're laying there with the shoulder, huh?
Yeah.
Can't move.
Tore all the ligaments in my shoulder and a big chunk out of my head. He's like, "Yeah, I got a little cut here." I'm like, "Oh, you bastard. You bastard."
And he gets a Purple Heart.
Yeah.
like the idiot senator. Yeah, right?
Yeah. But I got to take the video to the emergency hospital. And like, this is how it happened. which was cool. That's when the lady, the doctor, she goes, "Okay, yeah, you've torn all the ligaments, all this." She goes, "I got these pain, pills for you." I said, "I don't do pain pills." I said, "My hotel's got a really killer bar." And she goes, "What?" I go, "I'm going to the bar." And she goes, "Really?" I go, "Yeah, I'm going to the bar." And that's where I went. I felt great that night.
Yeah.
Next morning felt like hell. But
you woke up, everything's bruised.
Yeah, my driver, it was really funny. The driver recognized me from a film called The Rundown with The Rock. The driver that drove me from the airport. And I wasn't really aware that New York had 3 different airports. Not my thing, I didn't know. And so I said, "Well, I will request you to drive me back to the airport at the end of this run." And he goes, "Yeah, okay, cool, great." And he shows up and he wanted to take some pictures. Great. And he drives me to the airport that he picked me up at. It's not the airport I'm leaving from.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So I can't move my arm. I mean, I thought I was going to have the hotel come help me put my shirt on because I couldn't raise my arm. I'm like, "How am I going to do this?" And so I get my stuff packed and I get in the car. He takes me to the airport. I get up to the desk and she goes, "Oh, did you change airports?" And I went, "No, why, what?" She goes, "This isn't your airport." And I went, "What?" No time to get to the other airport. I'll never make the flight. Now I'm on standby. I got all the ligaments are torn in my shoulder. I can't move my arm. I'm miserable, a little hungover too. And so I was on standby. And of course, where do I get? I get the middle seat in the back of the plane. I had a first class ticket on both ways.
Right.
No, I got the middle seat in the back. Couldn't even put my carry-on bag in the overhead. I had to have somebody help me do it. I just sat there, and then this middle seat just miserable. I'm like, I just got to get home.
8-hour flight or
no,
6?
It's like five and a half from New York. Yeah.
Yeah, 5.5, 6. Yeah.
Yeah, I was not a happy camper on that one.
You kind of destroyed this whole myth of the life of someone being involved in the movies.
Yeah, it wasn't like the Fall Guy. It doesn't sound anything like the Fall Guy.
The Fall Guy was very glamorous.
Steve Austin made it look great. Yeah,
it seemed really good. Yeah,
you remember that, right?
Remember the Fall Guy?
Back in the 70s?
I never saw
Lee
it.
Majors.
Oh, my God.
Lee Majors was the.
Oh, you were milking Princess or whatever.
Yeah, gals with hats on. Yeah.
Peggy. Come on now. Peggy.
Yeah.
Peggy with a
On
hat
the,
on.
on the
Yeah.
barn of Peggy. Yeah. Your mom put the hat on her. Yeah.
No, it's not as glamorous as it's cracked up to be, unless you're the upper echelon, unless you're the stars. You know, they don't care about us. You come and do your thing and hope to do a good job, and then
And get a pat on the back.
Yeah, you get a pat on the back and go back to obscurity again.
Yeah,
like Bruce back in the day, you know, when we were doing the bigger films, Bruce, which was great about him, is if he was anywhere near when I would do a gag, at the end of it, he was usually the first one on set to go, "How you doing?" Like, "I'm good, boss. You all right?" "Yeah, okay." And then he'd walk away and go do whatever he had to do. You know, which was always nice. You know, you're laying there like licking your wounds, and the guy that you're doubling, "Hey, how you doing? You all right?"
Yeah.
"Good. Yeah, like this." And you know, so you'd have those moments. But if you pull off, it's like anything. It's like you guys, you know, fighting and you win. That was your goal. And if I'm doing a gag and I pull it off, and people for 20 seconds go, "Wow, okay, Stuart, that was great. Oh, great," and then nobody cares again.
It's over, right?
Yeah, nobody cares. Yeah, nobody cares. They just like, "See you later, bye." You know.
On to the next project.
Yeah. Get out of the way because the actors are coming in. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, I'll try not to hobnob with the elite, but yeah, no, it's a blast. It's fun. You know, it has its moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has its moments.
Any regrets?
None.
None.
I mean, look.
You don't think you don't regret not being in front of the camera, repeating the line, telling somebody you love her?
No, well, maybe. No, I don't know. Maybe I could have done that. I don't know. I've done some acting bits, you know, not that I wanted to, but a lot of times with stunt people, especially on a production, if they don't want to hire, if they don't have the money to hire an actor and then hire a double for the actor, they'll try to get a stunt person that can act.
Right.
And I guess I'm pretty good at it. I don't want to be, but I guess I'm pretty good at it. But I've done stuff like when we did Live Free or Die Hard, there was this one actor, he's a Maori guy, and he was playing like the FBI guy, the head FBI guy. He ended up going on to a TV series called, I think it was called Trauma. And he was a butthead to me on Live Free or Die Hard.
Yeah.
And now he's the star of Trauma. And I'm doing this gag on the side of a building on a window washer platform. And as the platform comes down, the wire hangs up. And so the platform's at an angle here, and I suppose he, try to fix it, and then they cut the cable. And so then the platform drops, and it hits and spits me out, and I'm dangling there, So we do this deal, and after I do that a few times, then they've got him on a line, and they're lowering him down. And he's the firefighter that's going to come save me, and I'm dangling there below this deal. The saving grace for me is he's coming down. I remember him being a butthead when we did Live Free or Die Hard. He was just a butt for some reason. So as he's coming down, now mind you, I'm terrified. I'm on this platform. It's coming down. They're cutting it. It's bouncing, spitting me out. And so I'm hanging below this platform. And he's coming down. He's not even rappelling. They are actually lowering him down. And he's coming down, being all macho. And at one point, he looks down. I don't know why he did, but so he's coming down to save me. And he goes, he looks down and goes, and locks onto the cable. I'm hysterical. Because I'm like, yeah, there you go, you macho firefighter guy. He has the death grip on that. They have to come down and get him.
Yeah.
They have to come get him. And I'm there like, really? Seriously? Are we doing this right now? And he panicked. I've never seen anybody do that. It was great fun. It's great fun to watch that. Yeah, it was really hysterical to watch that. It was great. Because then you think about his attitude before and and then it's like, oh, okay, well, there you go.
Okay, I'm just a peon. Yeah, you treat me like a peon. Yeah, because I'm just a stunt guy.
Yeah, and you're the one we got to come save.
Yeah.
So, that was pretty cool. I can't think of the guy's name.
I don't know. I've got a thing about height there myself. I don't care for heights, so I wouldn't want to be doing anything up in the air.
Yeah, we did when we were doing that thing Glass. We were doing stunts all day. We were doing this, which I couldn't stand, going off this platform. I'm wearing a poncho. I'm going off this platform backwards. I got 30 pounds of weight on me. We have a water tank, a 12-foot deep water tank with a cover on it.
What's the weighted vest stuff for?
They wanted me to go to the bottom of the tank.
Oh.
So I'm going off this platform backwards into the cover. The cover envelops you.
Right.
Poncho comes around, and I'm going to the bottom of the tank, and I got no air. We got a safety diver in the bottom, and now he's trying to find me.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
Oh, I hated that. We did that the first part of the day. Then we did this thing we called the toilet.
How many times did you do that?
Shit, I did it 2 days in a row. I probably did it 30 times. I was terrified. Then from that, we went to do this thing. We had 8,000 gallons of water kicking us out through a hole this big. Just the two of us. Just they opened the floodgates and we were gone. Then we went and did this high fall with him on my back, and we come out this window, and the cadence is, the crew's looking up, and the stunt coordinator's on 3, 2, 1, action, boom, and we go. So we're rocking towards the window, and I got this kid Zach on my back, and boom, we go out through the glass and down, the 3 stories to the deal. We come in the next day, and Zach's not looking happy, and I go, what? He goes, we got to do that stupid high fall again. I go, so he's like, oh no. So we go back to the water tank, then we go back to the toilet flush, and then we got to go in and do this high fall at the end of the day. And I go to the stunt coordinator. I said, I'm not going up till you get cameras ready. You didn't have they didn't have camera ready the day before, so you're up there for half an hour. You're contemplating your choices in life.
Yeah.
It's like that Top Gun. I know, what's the name of that trucking school? So it was one of those. So the next day I said, you get camera ready, and then we'll go up. Other than that, I'm not going.
Yeah. So
they got camera ready, and then we're okay, Zach, let's go. We get up, and so you see the stunt coordinator with the megaphone, and 3, 2, and I turn to Zach. I go, having a moment, and he goes, what? And I go, I'm having a moment, and we walk away from the window.
Yeah.
We don't go. Now we're not. You can't see us in the window up there. We walk away from the window, and we just start bullshitting, and we're just talking, and so we spent a couple minutes just telling stories. And I said, the quickest way down is through that stupid window, and then we get to go home. He goes, yeah, let's go. And we go back to the window, and the coordinator's like, 3, 2, and then we went the second time, but it was like, did not want. Never had that before. Never had that moment where you just like, yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Something about it wasn't right. I'm like, I'm not going, and walked away from the window. But the crew was hysterical. They're just, where'd they go? We're just gone.
Yeah.
We just got,
Well, yeah, they can yell and scream all they want. It's your ass on the line.
Yeah. Unless you're going to do it, I don't care.
Right.
I don't care.
I mean, they've got all that safety equipment stuff like that, but it's kind of like it's the first time that it's happening. There are things that go wrong.
Yeah, and up to a certain level, you can get away with what we call a box rig, and you just get boxes from the shipping company, from U-Haul, and you make a catch area out of boxes. It's literally just boxes. Yeah. We did two levels high, so it's 4 feet high. That's all we're going to. We're going to shipping boxes from 3 stories. So it's.
I really don't see how that is really all that safe and or soft to hit.
It's actually not bad.
It slows you down enough.
Yeah, as they're crumbling.
The do-dive might slow you down, but I mean that impact. But the way that like a box could get crushed.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get more towards the quarter section of it, that's a lot stiffer stuff that you could get really jacked up in the process.
And you stack the boxes like if you do a test jump first, and sometimes you stack the boxes with all the openings. Let's say the folded part on the top,
right.
And other times you do that for the bottom or that for the top row, and then the other one you'll stagger it with the openings to the side, and it all just affects the way they crush and what have you. And then we'll just put a little judo mat on top. Just to add to it, to add to when it compresses. But it's not bad. The only, the calculation always is the higher you go, if depending on how far I go, I might have to jump at this angle because as I fall, I'll flatten out. If I jump out this way and I miscalculate, then I'm nosediving. So you just have to kind of calculate the angle you're going out because, with the drop, you'll level yourself out. And that's what you hope for. You hope to get that right and not screw that one up. I got the video, and you can see Zach. He's on my back, and just before we get to the bottom, you see him pushing away just to get away from me. He pushes twice. It's hysterical. It's hysterical. I got a nice slow motion shot of that from the top. And as we're coming down, we're getting towards the bottom. You see him just trying to get away from me. It's pretty funny. It's like, okay. But
it kind of makes sense to me because he's trying to to me it's like that's a lot more concentrated weight hit in one area. By push away you at least hit it into 2 different areas.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Yeah, you don't want to land with somebody else. That's not fun.
Yes,
that's not fun at all. So yeah, but it's really funny to see. He was so aware. I can't see anything because he's on my back. But when you watch the video, it's really funny. You see him. It's like, get away. He's just trying to get some separation, and that all happened within probably the last 12 feet, maybe 10 feet. I mean, he's that good a stunt guy where he got his act together, and it was just like he knows what he needed to do. He's a good kid, really talented. But it's funny to watch him just get away from me.
We did some really tough stunts on on the set of Predators Predictions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, really, really harrowing.
Yeah. It was the stuff of legend.
Yeah. I mean, I should be in the Stuntman Hall of Fame.
I must have missed those episodes.
Well, that's how good they are.
I think about it's kind of like I see cigar lighting. I see some
that's how good they are.
Mixing,
You're drinking bourbon. You're having a girl light your cigar.
Yeah.
I didn't.
That is true. Yeah, I mean, you didn't make your drink. Someone else was making your drink
right,
for
but
you.
I mean, if she'd have went wrong with that fucking lighter, could have burned my mustache off. Could have took an eyebrow. It was dangerous.
It was dangerous. Now the shaking the glass that he does in the Predator's Prediction when he's empty. We call that the Angelo. I had a neighbor down the street, Angelo, and had a party. I'm supplying everything, the drinks, the food, whatever. And Angelo's sitting on my couch, and I'm talking to somebody. I hear, the ice. And I look, and, continue with the conversation. What? He goes, I'm out.
I thought that might have been like policy or something like that.
No.
That's not what the...
No, he goes, he's
Fill
out.
it up, boy.
Yeah.
Fill it up.
Okay.
He goes, I'm out. So
and I'm getting up off the couch.
Yeah, he's not getting up.
You're the host.
See.
You're the host.
You're the hostess with the mostest.
Yeah, so from then on, I said, well, when we did the Predators Prediction, I said, we got to do the Angelo. So every time he wants a drink, he has to do this because that's just the rudest thing I can think of. It was hilarious.
That's what you were doing at that?
Yes, the Angelo, yes. Yeah. That's a rough one, too. I almost threw my wrist out. Carpal tunnel.
Oh, James Thompson?
Yeah, James Thompson.
James Thompson. So, Don, we're going to watch the UFC at my house, and Don goes, I've invited some friends. I'm like, okay. James Thompson, who I know from seeing fights, I don't know.
The James Thompson from the UK?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So, this monster just comes walking up my walkway. I'm like, oh, my God. He is completely pissed drunk, and he's got like a case of beer. His girl has vodka, and he's got like Red Bull, and I'm like, oh, my God. And I open the front door, and he stumbles, and he hits my wall, and he goes, I got it. I'm like, oh, no. So he comes in. He sits down on my couch, which is no longer a couch. It's just like a chair now because he's so big. Yeah. And his girl sits there, and some manager guy that he had is there. And then Don shows up finally, and we're drinking pretty good and watching the fights. And Don's standing there, and he looks over at James, and he looks at me, and he goes, can't believe I lost that big idiot. I went, oh, no. And I turned to my girl, and I go, all right, here's the deal. If they start fighting, we have to leave, right? She goes, yeah, I know. And I said, okay, just be prepared. If they start fighting, we got to go. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh, no, that's all I need. That's all I need, these two guys fighting in my house.
What's left of your He's a guy. He's such a good guy.
Yeah, he was a nice
great guy.
Yeah. Yeah, real nice guy. And his buddy's the one that...
He's very proper the way he speaks, too.
Oh,
yes.
Yes. Nice guy, but like I said, just to see this massive drunken human, arrive at my house and then have him have a problem with it, I'm like, oh no, this is not good. This just isn't going well. This is not going to be a good thing. Well, but at least I'm smart enough to know I got to leave my own house at that point. I just bye.
That number you need is 911.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I called 911. I'm waiting for the last one. Okay. Yeah, that was funny though. That was funny.
He's a good guy.
He's a good dude.
He's
yeah,
a fucking sweetheart, man.
Yeah. So we got Don. We got James. I think we had my buddy Jeff, who was a heavyweight boxer and a kickboxer. James brought that little tiny guy that was like his manager. Out of all the big fighter human beings in my house, the one that walked through my screen door and took it off the track was that little tiny guy. Yeah. Remember that?
Really?
Yeah, he walked through my screen door and tore it off the hinges. I'm like, really? Seriously?
God, you didn't see it. I mean,
you didn't see it.
Little in there.
That's not a good enough story. I think, but just say it's James.
James did it. Yeah, James did it. Yeah. And then I beat him into submission.
That's what happened.
Yeah. Okay. We don't have any photos of that because he made me erase them.
Yeah. We had lots of evidence.
Yeah.
He had to burn the sheets, to stop the blood, and
that's
film.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Thank you for watching another episode of Dan and Don's Toxic Masculinity. You better like, subscribe, and share, or I'm going to come to your house.